friends. Welcome back to another episode of Modular Builds. I hope everyone out there is having a great day today. Thank you so much for the support on the cemetery modular build. Seemed to be a fan favorite. Also, these little vanilla headstone type graves were also a big hit out there in social media land. I posted this out on Instagram and Twitter and stuff, and it seemed to be a fan favorite. So, yeah, just want to say thanks for everyone who watched and liked and commented on this episode. I had a lot of fun building it. I was very nervous about submitting this out into the YouTube algorithm, but you know, seemed to be overall enjoyed. So today I'd like to work on a sort of medical facility, I guess you would say. You know, I think most people in their real life, most medical facilities have a few different buildings together to make almost like a complex. I know here where I live, there's a pretty big medical complex in downtown. So I think I'd like to recreate that in City Skylines a little bit. So I think we're going to go right across the street and build it right here. This city also is crying for a little bit of health and things like that. So I did place a temporary fire station over here just for the time being, so we don't have any citywide catastrophes here. But without further ado, let's work on a medical complex. All right. All right, so let's get this build on the go here. So I'm going to start out by using the grass-lined road. And I did pre-plan this a little bit, but I do want to come out by 950. Go over till we meet up with this road, which is another 750. And then just come back down again. And then just before this blue line should be 400. Yes. So we are going to connect these two roads up. And this is sort of the frame that we're working with. It's not a gigantic complex, but I think once you see it, you will agree that it's a nice little addition that could be surrounded by some high density and even low density as well. But at the top of this, which is going to be the main building, we're going to dive into the health and education tab. Go over to the content creator, and I want to use the medical laboratory building. And we're just going to set this right here. And I think I'm going to go with the 2 tiles on the right, 3 on the left. It doesn't centralize, but that's okay for this purpose. So I think we're going to go there. And then sitting across from our medical laboratory, again, I'm going to dive into unique buildings here. And I want to use the Fountain of Life and Death. Kind of an appropriate name, I guess, but more so I like the sort of architecture art in the center there, sculpture, whatever you want to call it. But I feel like these kind of parks and sculptures usually are outside of medical facilities for some reason. It just sort of goes hand in hand for whatever that may be. And then we can also, with this one, you can extend the path, so I think we will do that. So let's just bring this path down, and then this guy over here. And then we can detail this up later, but at least now you got some connectivity through these roads. And then the next thing I want to put in is, I'm going to bring this road out just a little bit further than we have to. And I want to grab the... I'm sorry about that. The gymnasium, the sports hall and gymnasium. And I want to put this guy right here. And I don't know, I feel like it looks like it could be some kind of newer medical facility, maybe some kind of orthopedic center, something like that. I always feel like whenever I see an orthopedic center, it's always a newer building. I'm not sure why I feel that way, but I do. So, and then we're just going to box this guy in like so. And then back here, we could either throw some more trees or we could throw a little bit of fencing, but we can deal with that a little later on, and then we can chop this road up over here. And then sticking to this side, I am going to throw in an actual clinic. And I just want to place this one right there on the corner. And then just for fun, let's path this in here. And then you could always take this path all the way down and just give this road a nice little entrance. And we could do some of these. I like these little trees. They look like something that would be maybe entering this kind of facility. But already it's starting to take a little bit of shape, some importance within your city. You can kind of tell something's going on over here, and it's a important part of the city. So, sticking closer to the road here, I am going to add in the child health center. We could pretend that, and the game is more, it says it's more of like a daycare and health facility and stuff like that. So we could pretend it's a pediatric center for the city. Maybe they have their own building, or some, a few family doctors are maybe in there. And then across from this, we are going to dive back into the content creators and use the cryo preservatory building as well, which I'm pretty sure this helps with your death care, but if I'm mistaken on that, please correct me in the comments. And we're going to put this guy right here. And then again, we can kind of continue with that path along the street here if we wanted to. So maybe we come down from here and go along, and then we could use those same trees all along the complex here. So I really like that start so far. And then last but not least for this complex, again into the unique buildings, and this is part of the Japanese content creator pack, I believe, is the, let me get the name for you, the small office building. Yes, it is the Japanese pack. So I want to use this guy. This again looks like it could be some kind of medical office building. We could pretend that maybe it's an extension of the hospital, some specialized care maybe happens there. And then we are going to take this road, and I just want to wrap it around the building. And depending on how your streets are laid out, you could go a different way with this. But I am going to just bring the road up to about here, and then we could throw a little bit of path on this side as well. Let's just check out, see what that looks like while we're here. So we could do something like this, and then again change that tree so we're kind of sticking to the theme here. But honestly, guys, this is the nut and bolt of the build here. If we wanted to, we could throw a few plazas around the main building here. Maybe this is where people can come and chill. Maybe they're waiting on some results or have a loved one in there or something like that. We could do that as well. And we could throw some path around this as well. Again, we could go with that tree path that we've been kind of sticking with. Come all the way around the back and back down. Or if we didn't want to get too spicy with the trees, we could just do a regular path on the sides, and then behind the building we could stick to the pattern that we've been going with, since there's not much trees back here. But again, this is sort of the build. I am going to detail up just a little bit so you can kind of see what it looks like when it's all detailed up. But I really like this complex. It's simple. It gets in some core things that you need for your city. You got some medical. You've got, I believe, some death care with the cryo preservatory. Use up some of the uniques and some parks, and should draw some sims in. And yeah, so I really like it. So let's detail up and let's see what we can make this guy look like at the end of it. All right, friends. Well, we are detailed up, and just go over a little bit of what we did during that time lapse that you just all watched. I added a district onto over here, and I gave it the University City specialization or theme, whatever you want to call it. So I got a Fry Guys here, a bookstore, a few just general stores, and I add a little bit of pathing in between. I also added some of the tiles from, I believe it's the amusement park, with some tables around there, almost as like an outside dining for the Fry Guys, in addition to what they have out front. I also added a little bit of residential over here as well, just to add to the height a little bit and just sort of fill in some areas. Made a little playground for the kids who live over here in those apartments. And I also added some more of the tiles here with a few grill props and some tables and stuff like that, just to add a little bit of outdoor dining for in the front over here. Perhaps you got here early and you're just waiting around. Added a little bit of the flowers around the outside of this park and some of the trees. Used some of the oaks and the chestnuts and the purple style tree as well. Also added another little park over here with some benches and some more of the slides and the jungle gyms and all that kind of stuff. A little bit of a grill. Maybe there's a food stand who knows that a lot of people come through, so they've set up shop there. But overall, I think this is a great little facility. And of course, you can implement this however you want in your city, whether you surround the whole thing residential or it's its own entity out in, next to maybe like a major transportation hub or something like that. You could easily bring some buses through here. You could also turn some of these roads into like a tram road and have trams come through. You could easily, too, if this is a busy area for you, just as an example, you could take the metro and you could use one of these corners and pop a metro right in there, and now you've got metro access. You could even do two metros, and maybe they're coming from different parts of the city, something like that, and now you've got some metro access for these guys over here. But a really nice starter for a medical facility, also functional, gives you a lot of help throughout your city with different things you might need. But I hope you guys really enjoyed this build. If you did and you would like to leave a like, that would be fantastic. If you liked it so much that you're hoping to see some more of it, hitting that subscribe button is the best way to know when new videos get uploaded from this channel and from me. So I hope everyone has a great rest of your day, and until next time, I'll catch you later.